Hey everybody, I wanted to come on and talk about a very serious topic. Well, most of my videos are kind of serious. I am a spiritual coach and channel, and lately I've been releasing my soul quality tests that I have developed through my spiritual coaching certifications and my own personal experience. I feel like I've been gatekeeping on it on accident. I've been just using it in my own personal life to be able to help myself discern people's personalities or soul personality a little bit more when I'm dealing with them. If I feel that maybe they're a little off or my intuition is giving me some red flags on a person, like how much of that is just me having past trauma and how much of it is actually me sensing into what's going on. And usually I'm really right on, but it is good to know and have that clarity. But I wanted to come on because I believe it was last week, 3 little girls, Paityn, Olivia, and Evelyn Decker, were killed by their dad, and their mom, Whitney, obviously lost everything that she loves. And what a tragic story, especially at the hands of someone who's supposed to love them and protect them and be a provider to these girls. My gut tells me the court system failed this mom. There was probably red flags along the way. Violent people, whether they're male or female, this is not a man bashing video, but violent people who have abusive tendencies, there are usually some markers along the way: controlling, manipulating, lying, gaslighting. This is so heavy. Possibly violent, right? There's probably been signs along the way, and if this couple was not together, I can guarantee you this mom was bringing it up to her lawyer, guardian ad litem, anybody involved in the court process. And most likely, okay? Got my kid in the background. Most likely, her concerns were dismissed, and sunburn. Go get the aloe. Talking in the bathroom, I'm making a video. Okay. Most likely her concerns were dismissed, and it sounds like the community is grieving with this mom. And I came across a post from somebody in the community that said that there was a police officer that refused to put out an Amber Alert. Now I'm sure that the mom had concerns that the girls were in dire safety, even though they were going with their dad and probably some kind of scheduled court-ordered visitation, and he refused to comply and give the Amber Alert. And had that been done, the girls might have been found sooner. I don't know, there's no guarantee. And I'm sure in the court system, if it's anything like by us, the court system, family court system is very broken. So I'm so sad for these girls, for this mom, for the family community, but I'm also just angry that we are so behind the times in the United States. Other cultures and in countries are prosecuting for emotional abuse even, and we can't even protect our own babies from violent people. From my experience in the court system, they protect the parents' rights more than they do the actual kids' rights, and they are never going to prosecute for anything emotional abuse. But controlling individuals, my guess is he did it to get back at this mom for some reason, take everything that she loved from her. If maybe she broke up with him, I can only speculate. Maybe she broke up with him and he knows the best way to hurt her is to harm the kids. So I don't know the personal story of how this all went down, but I can only imagine because of experiences that I've had and coaching other people through abuse. So it's just very disheartening to know it's happening in other states as well. Doesn't surprise, sadly. I even had a guardian ad litem tell me, to drop some of the concerns I had, that there's no way the judge is going to want to hear any of it. And I know people who have exes that have with baby daddies and baby mamas who have a rap sheet a mile long. And I was told, unless they're committing murder or dealing drugs, there's nothing really difficult to get like placement or right custody rights taken away from a parent. And that is not okay. I think it needs to be really handled with care. This is no joke, taking a parent's rights away. You've got the foster system. They try so hard. Parents are coming in and out of drugs and neglect and abuse, and they try so hard to get these kids back with their families and to reunite is the main goal there. But at a certain point, how much damage are you doing to the child by having them for 5 years go in and out of more abuse, bringing them back home and getting more abused again, having to call the court system? And it's like, we're creating so much trauma. We're creating so much trauma and chaos in these poor little kids' hearts. And I have a heavy heart today for my own personal life. And it just really helped me to feel the need to come on here. And I was having a conversation with somebody about just that, to be aware that this is like a spiritual battle. You know, what we can see with our eyes and what we can touch, money, our house, jobs, cars, you know, everything like that. We have to also remember there's energy behind the things that we have and that we do. And there's so much going on behind the scenes. And there are people just operating in really dark energy. I truly believe that their souls came to earth to bring down people who are trying to stay in the light, who are trying to heal, trying to stay connected to God, their intuition, and that there's certain like negative souls that are just very dark, and they've chosen this path. It's a choice they've made, but they're so jealous AF of people's purity and innocence and connection to spirit that they will do whatever they have to do, lie, manipulate, control, betray, gaslight, discard, kill, even to bring someone down. And it's just, I feel like we need to be more aware and see things more with spiritual eyes. And this is not about religion, but we do need to realize that there are people operating in really dark energy. And I've been gatekeeping, I feel really bad, but I've been gatekeeping a process that I've developed to tap into someone's energy and find out for sure what type of soul quality that they have. Because there's people that are just selfish and jerks and a-holes and walking around, and they're not necessarily negative souls. And then there's the one that are just, sometimes they're really hard to detect too. They're really skilled at lying and manipulating, and that they're walking around with really dark energy. They have just a purpose in life to take energy, love, goodness, honesty, faith, purity, innocence from people. That is just how they operate. And wouldn't it be great if you could know for sure going into a relationship with someone, whether romantic, friendship, work, you name it? Like, so, I mean, I've been gatekeeping on this. I've been using it in my own life and just double checking before I like link up with anybody, especially romantic connections. You're intertwining so much of yourself, your body, your soul, your mind, your energy, eventually maybe your money, finances, home, kids someday. It's a really big deal. And having this test can really help you discern about how to move forward. And of course, I can help coach you through, like, not tell you what to do, but like give you some insight about what potential pitfalls you would run into if you do find out this person you aren't thinking of linking up with is negative soul, and like the impact it could have on you. And like maybe you could need to stay, but you now need to set better boundaries. I don't know, there's a lot that you can tell from that, but knowing that for sure has really set me free, because I feel like it's really hard for pure-hearted, loving, healthy individuals to wrap your head and mind and heart around the fact that people can just be pure evil. The people that you've been sleeping next to, holding hands with, like making babies with, tying your finances in, they can be like just really dark people that you would never, if you knew, you would never get intertwined with. And you might go 10 years before you fully figure it out. And that's just, to me, too much time, like way too much time. A day is too much time. Now looking back and all the harm and trauma and chaos that it creates in you, and mental health issues and health issues from all the chronic stress, like, and then obviously worrying about your own kids and what that does to you, and have them walk through the path and find out themselves the hard way. And like these little girls, like, I'm sure this mom was trying to protect them from their own dad and trying to alert authorities, and nobody was listening. And I get it, like, it's hard, like I said, it's hard to wrap your mind around people can be like this, but it's true, they can. And oftentimes they will use and exploit the ones they love the most. And I want to use that loosely, because what they do is not love, it's control. That's their main agenda at the end of the day. They don't love like you, they don't love like me, they don't love in a healthy way. So if you need support or coaching, or you just want to double check a person that you're dealing with, reach out to me. and we can take the test together, and I can coach you and guide you and help you discern. We just really need to be smart out there, discern, date smart, marry smart, oh gosh, joint business partnership smart, everything. Just do it smart and wise. And please at least just open up your mind to the fact that these kinds of people do exist, and they're not just your Jeffrey Dahmers of the world, okay? And even though Jeffrey Dahmer was kind of like acted like a normal person, people thought he was kind of normal. They're not like just serial killer type people. I know that seems like evil people should be reserved for that kind of thing, and it is, but there's also a spectrum of just other people walking around regular life, doing people dirty and just everyday normal things. And let me help you with this soul quality test and help you know for sure and help you know how to move forward. Because I feel like if somebody has a positive soul, they've chosen to still receive some level of spiritual guidance and tap into their own intuition and consciousness and compassion and things like that, that you can probably, life's hard sometimes and not free of challenges, but at least you can work with someone like that. You can get counseling and know you're probably going to be working towards some positive goals. I mean, no guarantees, but gosh, they're never going to get anywhere with a negative soul. Not anywhere good, honestly. It's the truth of the matter. So you really would need to be careful in therapy and protect yourself and set, energetic boundaries and whatnot. So I'm rambling, but my heart goes out to these girls, this mama, and I think there's a GoFundMe page for them. I can try to copy and paste it into this link. I'm just spreading the awareness. If you're not sure, it was in Leavenworth, Washington, I believe. Obviously this is making national news. Like, these girls were missing a few days ago, and now they've been found dead. And I don't know what happened to the dad. I really don't give a F. We have to stop protecting a-holes, and we need to start protecting what is good and right. When people don't act right, they need to be held accountable. And somebody effed up along the way, and those people should be held accountable, whoever it was along the way. And our court system is messed up. We need to fix it. And if we can't get the court system to be fixed, we at least need to be fixed. We at least need to have our pickers better and have more discerning, have more discernment. And we need to get better until the court systems realize that they need to get better. But there's money to be made by people going through court. It's a corporation and a business just like anything else. So justice center my ass on a lot of this. I'm sorry, I'm really jaded. I'm really angry right now, but I've seen with my own hands. Honestly, the police officers in the court system, when you go through the security area, they're always so nice, but it's like there's so much corruption and greed and everything in the court system that we can't wait for them to do the right thing for our babies and ourselves. We need to protect ourselves. And if we're in something, it's too late to make that call now, but there's things you can do to get out. But why even bother going into it? If you can know ahead of time, that's the best bet, is to protect yourself on the front end, not the back end. And your kids too, right? So enough about that, but reach out if you want that soul quality test. I can help you discern, and coaching, and I do remote Reiki, all kinds of spiritual healing, channeling, messages from the divine realm, getting into tarot, but I'm super passionate about just like tapping in and reading the energy that is available. So lots of cool things, property clearings, things like that. If you think there's like a weird energy in your property, you're probably right. Energies can't really be destroyed. They can only be transformed or changed. So being aware of things actually helps break the spell. So it's pretty cool the way energy works. I'm obsessed with it. So that's enough. Okay, bye.